Hey, I'm Jenny,
And I'm Hillary, and you can call us,
the Garden Tarts.
kissing lips and breaking hearts.
We have been bestest friends for over 25 years, and we love to talk you too.
We've had some super ridiculous adventures, and now this podcast, which is pretty much all opinion with a handful of facts thrown in.
Why a U2 podcast? Because as much as we love talking U2, we know you do too.
So sit down, grab a drink, and find us on Instagram and Twitter so we can chat.
Hey, Hill, welcome back.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I'm so glad we decided to do this special little extra mini ep for Under a Blood Red Sky.
It's just a little supplement.
Yeah, a little supplement. Hey, before we get in, remember the beginning of last ep, we welcomed our first international listener
I remember.
from Ontario, Canada. I would like to report that we now span listeners in 6 countries now.
6 countries.
6. We went from Canada, went from 1 to 6 in the last 2 weeks, and 10 states.
Who are you,
Okay,
listeners, by the way? How'd you hear about us? Send us a tweet or something, because I would love to know how we've been connecting.
Absolutely. Yeah, both Twitter and Instagram. It's _Garden Tarts. Or you can email us, because I checked that email. we are thegardentarts@gmail.com. Yeah, we love to talk. I had a really interesting discussion with someone on Twitter today. Oh, it's been a long day today. The question was about an Octon Baby anniversary tour. And we were talking about, I don't know, it felt fun and smart about looking back versus not looking back, blah, blah, blah. So we love chatting with people. So bring it on, for sure. Did you decide to have a beverage this evening or no?
I decided against that. Just for this evening. I'm taking a alcohol break, a mini break.
Like a good plan.
Yeah.
I have a teeny, just like a little shot of Bailey's I'm sipping on because I wanted something sweet, and it's like dessert. So we're good.
That sounds good.
Right. So last ep we talked about War, U2's third album, which leads us into Under Blood Red Sky, which was their first live release. And a momentous one at that.
Yeah, it was recorded on June 3rd, 1983 at Redrocks Amphitheater in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, it's right outside Denver, Colorado. Yeah, I got to go 2 summers ago. We happened to be vacationing in Colorado, and my husband and I were just like watching their schedule. Like, we have to go, we have to go, we have to go. Like, we could go anyway and see. I mean, it's a beautiful park, state park. We want to see a show there. And then one of our favorite family bands is Imagine Dragons. So we ended up staying in the area like 3 extra nights to go see Imagine Dragons at Red Rocks. And I just like wept. And then I'd get into the music and have fun. And then I would like look up again and I would like realize where I was and just start like weeping again because it was, it's a mecca.
Hallowed grounds. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's not a big place. Like, I know here in Northeast Ohio or in the Midwest, an amphitheater includes a huge lawn section too, which really adds up ticket numbers, the capacity. But this only holds a little over 9,000 people, which is not a large venue.
No, not at all.
It's quite small. It's the nature of the mountains. Can't make it any bigger. There's no expanding there. Yeah.
So I have some interesting facts. I didn't know a whole lot of the history behind this show, but wow, there was some drama there.
Yeah.
So they estimated the cost of the entire production, video, concert, sound, everything, Also, they included in the cost estimate illuminating the cliffs and a helicopter to film
Mm-hmm.
aerial footage, and they estimated it at $250,000. YouTube could only come up with $3,000. I mean 30, I'm sorry. 30 $30,000. So the promoter and Island Records financed the rest.
But it was like
S
all their money.
All their money,
All
yes.
their
They
money. Yeah.
there's a little ironic thing, not ironic, but a weird fun fact about that $30,000 in just a few minutes. I'll get there. But the day of the recording, there was horrible, horrible weather and flash flood warnings. Um, and everyone thought they were going to cancel, and they weren't sure. They had until like 1 p.m. to call it. The opening acts were supposed to be the Alarm and the Divinals, but they both canceled because they were concerned about
Yeah.
the crew safety and everything. So early in the morning, there were between 15 and 20 fans camped out outside the venue, and the weather was just awful. So Bono went out and served them tea and coffee, which is very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so um, they went back and forth with it, and then their manager, Paul McGinnis, was like, no, there's too much money invested in this. So they had part of the crew that was following, that was the part of their American crew, they wanted to walk out because it wasn't safe. And Paul McGinnis apparently gave this speech that said the band's entire livelihood was riding on the show, and it was the most pivotal moment in their career. And then everyone was like, "Yeah, we'll do it." Um,
One heck of a
so
speech.
yeah, so apparently, somebody, and I don't remember the quote, but somebody said he was rallying the troops, and it
Yeah.
worked. So at some point during the day, Bono went outside again and told fans that the venue would be completely general admission, regardless of seating assignments on their tickets. Which, holy crap, I don't know how I'd feel about that, but
Right.
um, he also went on the radio that day to confirm that the show was actually going on because people thought that it wasn't. They also planned for, and I didn't research this very much, but they also planned for an indoor show the next night just for fans that were unable to attend because of the weather and transportation. So 2 hours before the show, the downpour stopped, and it was just a drizzle for the rest of the night. There were 9,000 tickets sold, but only 4,400 people showed. Um, but that's why they did the thing where he was like, "Don't worry about seating assignments, just go up as close to the stage as you can."
Right. You got to make
So
it look full.
yeah, so you look at the video and it doesn't look like it's half empty. Um, they couldn't use most of the aerial footage because of the fog anyway, so that was a waste.
Yeah.
So also the cameras had some sort of special sensor on them, and
Yeah.
with the weather and everything, it caused the red streaks on the film. And
Right. Yeah.
yeah, to
When you
me,
watch
I
it.
mean, you watch it and it almost looks like burn marks on the film.
Hmm.
Apparently it's not, but they said when they released the VHS, they said that the streaks were special effects and not camera malfunction, which
Hmm.
I don't really know about that, but
Yeah.
it's there.
Now it just looks
So
old. It just looks like old film, so it
right,
works
right,
now.
that's exactly, yeah. Okay, so a few more things. When the band came off the stage, they were a little unhappy that the crowd didn't sing How Long to Sing the Song at the end of 40. So then tour manager Dennis Sheehan went like under the stage with a microphone and started singing.
That's one of my notes. I'm
Is
like,
it?
who's on the mic? Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah,
about it. Yeah.
that's really, I thought that was really cool. This is just production notes.
Yeah.
I'm not even, so, okay, a few more notes. So Bono sang his little clip of Send in the Clowns, but he didn't get the proper licensing and they recorded it. So they ended up having to pay an out of court settlement to Stephen Sondheim for $50,000.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, $50,000. So that was not a
Oops.
yeah, that was a pretty big oops when they only had 30,000 to invest
Right.
to begin with. Yeah. I'm assuming that was maybe years later and they had the money. I don't know.
Right. And at that point, it's so successful. It was for the longest time like the number one rock concert video in the world.
Yeah,
So I'm sure Island was happy
with
to
yeah,
help them
to
out there.
fork out some, yeah. So Rolling Stone magazine said that Sunday Bloody Sunday at Red Rocks was one of the 50 moments that changed the history of rock and roll, which just gave me chills to say that
Yeah.
um out loud. Also, yeah, and then they called it U2's watershed moment, their career watershed moment, which that's kind of heavy. U2's been asked several times to return to Red Rocks, but they said they absolutely would not because
Right.
how do you top that performance, this performance? So I think I'm out of fun facts.
Right. I have one other fun fact that I know I read, and I can't find where I read it. And that's that they brought camera people in from Ireland to film it because all of the American camera crew they were hiring were specialized in sports. So they wanted people
Oh,
who knew how to film a rock concert and not a
mm-hmm.
football field. So they imported their people to
Interesting.
film what you know that'll add to the
Yeah.
cost too.
Um,
Um,
Another thing
okay,
to note that
yeah.
this wasn't in my notes, but the weather, I mean, you can clearly see how horrible the weather was. Like there's steam coming out of their mouths when they sing because it was so
Mm-hmm.
cold. But apparently, like Edge said, his like fingers were free, like felt like they were freezing. They were stiff while he was trying to
Yeah.
play guitar. The other thing is that I think I do talk about this later, but when Bono climbed up on the um,
Thing.
thing, when he went
Yeah.
climbing, that Edge said he freaked out because there were like electrical wires and everything up there, and everything was wet. He's like, "Oh my
Oh
God, he's
my
gonna
God.
electrocute himself." He said that was a very unhappy
So I
thing.
have this little theatrics in my mind from that moment.
Hmm.
So there was a time when I had one kid in school and another kid home. She was little. She was home in one room and I was in the kitchen doing something and I heard this huge noise. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, Miss Sadie, what are you doing?" And she yelled, "Something safe." So I was watching the video today and I saw him climb up there and I knew that like that quote from Edge of him like being so scared. Like he's
Right.
like, "Bono scared the shit out of me." And I just imagine Bono going, "Something safe."
My cousin Anna had a little thing like that. There was some noise in the kitchen or something. We were all sitting in the living room, and she came running in, and she's like, "Nothing. It's okay. Nothing." Like clearly it was something. But yeah, I kind of see Bonham doing that too. Like
Yeah, something safe. Or there's someone
nothing.
else, another mom, she has a story too that's like, they're like, and it's, what did she say? She's like, "What are you up to?" It's like, "Nothing now." Or
Right.
it's something, same line, like the kids are onto
Right.
us.
Right.
I have two other little facts. One is, so you mentioned it was recorded in June of 83. It wasn't released until November 6th of 1983. And there was the live video at Red Rocks, and they also released a live CD with only 8 tracks on it as opposed to the 17, which were actually they had, if I understand correctly, had planned to release the audio from Red Rocks, and it didn't translate well. It didn't record well for just audio. So they picked shows from, I think, the European tour. I think there's a lot of like
Mm.
songs that were recorded in Germany to make that, but I don't have the release dates on those, if that was the same date or not.
What was the release date of the um
The
w
video,
yeah. Or what was the
November
release? You said no, go ahead.
November 6th, 1983, the video came out.
That was my 10th birthday.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Of course.
it was my
Sorry.
10th birthday.
I'm
I'm
tired.
No, I thought of it for a second. I'm like, that's a familiar date.
I'm
Hey.
like, was that election day that year? Like, that's where my brain was.
It very well could have
Oh
been.
my gosh.
But that was my 10th
Uh,
birthday.
so,
Yeah.
we were talking about the weather, and there's a quote from Bono at the beginning of the video, and he was saying in his very Bono-y way that, this weather far more reflects the band and the mood of ourselves, because had the sun had shown, this band probably would have looked like any other band. We would have laid back in it. It's not really you two if you're lying on the beach, and after all, we've recorded in the snow before. So I think they enjoy the challenge.
Yeah.
They
But I mean,
embrace it.
also, I always said that if that when they had years ago, I said if they had a greatest hits album, it should be called Songs That Make You Want to Jump Off a Bridge. So how would that wouldn't really work if it was a pretty day, if it was a
Yeah,
sunny
right.
day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One more note about the opening. So the whole beginning of the video, where they're showing like the rain and background, this and that. The the song that's playing is Harry's Game by the Irish band Clannad. That and all that tour, they would end the show with that. Like after 40 was done, or after the set was done, they would have Harry's Game on the PA. To tie into their Irish roots. I
I've
just thought that was
never
cool.
I've never been to I've never been to many like consecutive shows in the same tour for other bands, but do other bands do that where they have the same intro and the same outro song?
I don't know.
I've never thought about it
I would think
before.
so. So, when we last went to see, the family has seen Imagine Dragons a few times. We take the kids to see them all the time. And the last one we went to, because like when the song comes on at a U2 show and it's the intro song, like the PA changes, like it's a
Yeah.
different sound system. I could heard that switch,
Hmm.
but whether or not it's the same song or whatever, I don't know.
Right.
I bet you the Google could tell us,
Yeah.
or someone listening.
Maybe
Do you ever,
perhaps
yeah,
if you go to a lot of shows by the same band, let us know that answer.
yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, should we talk about the show?
We should.
Um, trying to think if I had anything else. This is supposed to be a mini app.
Yes, it is.
So,
Right. We're already past that.
no, I think we're okay. I think we're at like 15 minutes, I think. We
Okay.
can do this. Um, so U2 has been touring like the shit out of themselves. Like they are touring machines, and it is so obvious. And this has been so much, I don't know, I'm sure for you, like going through Boy and then going through October and then going through War, like because I did all this backwards before, kind of,
Right.
right? Like this was just like
Yeah.
their old stuff when I would got into them when they already had like in the 90s. So it's kind of like watching a new band grow all over again. It's kind of,
Right.
but I already know all the words.
Right.
But like when they come out for Out of Control, it's like, oh shit, this this is like a live force to be reckoned with. Like there is
Right.
no turning back,
No, there's not. And there's
no turning back.
I mean just the confidence. Yeah, they're just they I mean just so they've got their shit together.
I
Um,
know, it's
but the level
crazy.
of confidence is just, these are not boys anymore. These are, you know, grown men that have figured themselves out.
Yeah, and like professional performers.
Yeah,
Like this is like such a legit job now.
right.
Um, it's amazing. So I figure, are you cool? We'll go song by song, and if we have like a comment, we'll
Yeah,
say it, and otherwise we'll say cheers.
right.
I don't know. I was just like, I kind of felt like, especially having just been at Red Rocks, I kind of felt like I was in the room when they came out for Out of
Right.
Control, watching it on the YouTube because I have a VHS one that I can't play. My broken VHS player. It was
I have
cool.
a I have the actual DVD of it, but I don't have a DVD player right now.
Oh, there you go. Well, I
So
bring it
that's
over and we'll watch it.
okay. I'll be
Okay,
right there.
sounds good. Um, so the first track was Out of Control. Second track was Twilight. Third track was Uncut Dub Into the Heart. And then just stop me if you have anything, but I'm assuming you
Hmm.
don't. The fourth track was Surrender, which I don't know about you, but after having just like dived into it and talked about it, it was like a brand
Yeah,
new song.
I have a note in here too that watching this video now that we've done 3 podcasts really makes me understand the songs better. Like
Yeah,
I am so more invested in the songs than I've ever been watching this. But it's also been a very, very long time since I watched the video. So,
right. But like, so like, I got into the band with Octane Baby and then, went backwards. So the first movie I saw was Rattle and Hum. And then I saw Under Blood Red Sky. And at that point, it was just like this old video, like with
right.
songs that I knew but didn't really understand. So it is way more fun to watch it now. It
Yeah,
was fun to watch
definitely.
then, but now I don't know, I get really excited about
Yeah,
it.
I get the songs, and this podcast has been really good for that. And I'm not sure that I actually really realized it until I watched this
Yeah.
video.
And I feel like
But
people who have been listening are like, are you all really fans? Because
because
you just wait. You just wait. But it's
well, I
just
mean, there are albums that are in the near future of our podcast that I will not have one bad thing to say about.
right. Well, and
Like
it
not
not
a,
even like it's not even like we don't even if we don't have bad things to say about it, just not getting the whole, I don't know, really understanding the songs, I guess.
right, right,
I think we were taking too many of them at face value.
right.
Oh,
I feel like
this is fun.
in future albums I'm a little more I just understand things better, and
Right. It's going to be less
like
research.
yeah,
We can just,
definitely.
yeah.
And I can definitely I have more of my own opinions, I think, too.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
It'll be more
okay, well,
personal, while this has been more factual, kind
yeah.
of relatively. Um,
Okay.
After Surrender's Two Hearts Beat as One, which this just validated it being on my live wish list. And I have to say, he, I really think Bono worked really hard on his hair for this night. It's a big gig. It's going to Japan, as he
Right.
says. He's got
Say
the
hi to
frosted
Japan.
rooster tips. I'm a fan of the rooster look from the 80s.
I don't
And
mind the blonde tips. I don't mind the top. I don't like the back.
yeah, I just, beggars can't be choosers, I'm thinking. But, but by this fifth song, it is like a mop on his head. And I
Yes,
just
it is.
really feel sad for him because I know what happens when you've had your hair all done and it goes out in the rain.
Yeah.
It's really
It
sad.
it is sad because I mean that his
Yeah,
hair, he came out with perfect hair.
perfect. And it was so
Perfect.
wet and long in his face, you couldn't even see the blonde tips anymore. It was just like,
No, you couldn't. So, a little note I have is that you can see Edge's little teeny bald spot, which just is so sweet, and it makes me laugh because
Oh, it's the
he was
beginning
so
of the beanie.
young. Yeah, he was so young to have a little, even that little
I
teeny bald
know.
spot.
Yeah. We're all
Um,
different.
so there's a there's an energy. I don't have one specific song I'm talking about, but Bono has this energy that's it's really different. Like I think I forgot about it, but just his dancing and everything, which you can
Yeah.
kind of laugh at, but also it's he's just feeling the music, and
Right.
it's just very this is a very this is a very different Bono to me, but I love it. I love his energy. I just forgot about it.
Well, and you can see, like, especially in the early days when, like, his voice was crap and the music was shit, and they're like, but they've got
Right,
stage presence and he's got stage presence. Like, there's something there. Like, that's,
right.
I feel like it's all coming together.
Yeah. Also, since we were talking about hair,
Hmm.
Larry's bangs just crack me up. Like he's got some massive bangs there.
He really does. And, like, but some of his hair is, like, sticking up, kind of like spiked. And sometimes the red lights are shining behind him. It looks like he's got little devil horns like reflecting in his hair.
We could do an entire long podcast on just hair.
And I think we should.
We maybe
It'll
should.
be our most listened to,
Or what?
our most listened to podcast.
But yeah, there's a little I don't know, there's a little iffiness there too. I'm not
Yeah.
sure that I wanna, but that we could do it. We totally could do it.
Yeah. It'll be like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Um,
Something else, I didn't write down exactly what songs, but I noticed on like earlier in the show that Adam is singing some backing vocals on some of the songs. They don't show
yeah,
it, like they saw it like 2 or 3 times.
I
Um,
noticed that a few times too, which
but then I didn't see it again.
apparently he did that frequently early on, but I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't ever seen him in
Guess I haven't
my
noticed it.
years. I've never seen him sing.
Right.
Um,
Speaking of other people singing, the next track is second.
yes, and it just cements my hope of one day Bono and Edge doing a true duet
Yeah.
again, like Islands in the Stream or um, I don't
What
know,
was what about like, oh, like Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me? Could they redo George Michael and Elton John's?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. The
Yep.
Edge. Yeah,
That's
they could.
perfect.
They could totally. I feel like I've been waiting a really long time to say that, and I didn't even know it.
You didn't even know
Um,
it. I'd take like a Kuna Matata. It wouldn't be my
um,
favorite, but I'll take it.
like
Um,
no, like
the Island of the Streams is perfect.
one of those Diana Ross duets or something. I don't know,
Yeah. We'll make a
but
list.
yeah, they definitely. I feel like they really need to do a true duet.
I really think they already have a karaoke number.
I
I think that, or maybe it's Bono and Larry do. I could
I
see
take
that.
that too.
I could see that.
Yeah. Um,
Something about this version second. So of course, so Edge takes the middle mic and sings the first verse by himself, and then Bono helps, does backing, or he does the chorus or like the backing vocals. But then like the rest of the second half of the song, Bono does the verses, like the last verse or whatever. It's a short
yeah,
song, which surprised me. I don't think it's like that on the recording.
it's not.
So
Um,
I don't
I
know.
think it's probably hard for Bono not to sing the whole thing.
Yeah, and Edge is just like, okay, I'm
Whatever.
busy.
Yeah.
As you were.
He's, yeah, Bono's like, don't sing, don't sing. Shit, I sang.
Damn it, I sang. Now I'm here, I'm in it. There's no turning back.
No.
I love when Edge
Um,
sings.
okay, so what else do I have? Look at the itty bitty bee stage. Is just look at it's a teeny little bee stage.
It's just like a little, it's like, I'm here.
Yeah, it's like a little
I'm
teeny
sticking out.
diving board or something.
It's like as
It's
far as the plugs will go. Like the
right. Right.
how far will the mic go or the guitar? Like how big can we make it? Um, yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah. It's also hysterical to look at technology back then and that they
Yeah.
actually had
Like how they're
corded.
tripping over these chords and stuff.
I
I
don't
guess they're used
know.
to it. I guess
Yeah.
they're all used. I guess that's when it's your job.
Yeah.
Hey there, listeners. If you're a U2 fan, you are more than likely aware of the work that Bono has done and continues to do in Africa. It's amazing work, and the exciting thing is you can get involved too. There are two simple ways. 1. Go to one.org and sign up to fight against extreme poverty. 2. Visit red.org to shop. What? Shopping helps? It sure does. By purchasing Red branded products, you are contributing to the Global Fund, which supports HIV/AIDS grants in many African countries. As your man says, where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. So head on over to one.org and red.org to join the Garden Tarts in doing our part to end AIDS.
So Sunday Bloody Sunday is next. Can we go on to that?
Yep.
Because I have a funny little fact.
Okay.
So if I notice correctly, that's when the bonfires show up on
Hmm.
top of the red rock, like on top of the mountains. And I read this little piece. It's in the I think this was a fan club thing. The North Side Story book,
Hmm.
the U2 in Dublin, 1978 to 1983. It's all like hot press stories. But they have interviews with people from then, like saying stuff now, and they have the her name is Pam Moore, and she was a booker with Faye Concerts, and so she booked the band for Red Rocks, and she said that not only did it make Red Rocks like more famous, like more bands wanted to play there very, very quickly, but they ask about the bonfires and how those get lit, and she has to be like, oh no, no, no. Like
That's really
everyone just
cool.
everyone just
Yeah.
assumed that they got bonfires.
Right.
And she's like, no. She said they would say, where are the bonfires going to be? And I'd have to tell them, there's no bonfire. That's part of the look they
That's really
wanted.
cool. That's
Yeah.
not something I would have thought about, but that's
Yeah.
really cool.
I thought that was a fun little story.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously Sunday Bloody Sunday is the highlight, at least to me. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure of everyone else of this video. It surprised me that they never made a proper video for Sunday Bloody Sunday.
This
Like
was
all
the
the,
video, right?
I know, but it's just live. Like
Right.
New
Yeah, that's
Year's
what, like,
Day
this was
had
the
a
only one.
yeah, New Year's Day had a proper video, but this I mean, look at I Will Follow. Like they had videos, you know, in the
Mm-hmm.
past. It just surprised me that there wasn't anything but the live video for Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Maybe, well, they kind of blew their budget
Right?
for new videos, but also maybe that was the essence they wanted it to be.
And
And that
that's
was also
great.
promotion. That was promotion
Yeah,
for
right.
the
Um,
DVD, video DVD, whatever.
yeah. So one of my favorite all time favorite things ever is Edge and Adam marching.
Yes.
Like
I know you're
I've been obsessed with this. Like every time I've ever seen Sunday Bloody Sunday, I'm like, why can't they just march?
I was gonna say just you are always like March just one
Just
time.
one time. I want to see it just one time. Just march in front of me one time, and I'll be okay. But I mean, I've been saying that since forever.
Ever. Yeah.
It's my favorite. Of their little live routines over the years, it's hands down my
Mm-hmm.
favorite. I love it. Anyway, I would love for them to do that again.
Yeah.
Do I? Oh, so also, and this is something that um you don't hear me say stuff like this very often, but Bono in those pants, he has a really nice tushy.
I like Mad props, bud. Like,
I can't
if you got
even.
it, flaunt it.
Right.
He is
But I mean, like,
a wonderful figure.
yeah, well, his tushy's nice. It's,
I don't know. Hey, those are some. Everything is tight, and I think that it's
yeah,
appropriate. I
yeah,
think that he looks nice.
yeah,
It's a nice tushy.
yeah, it is. I'm always impressed with that.
We even said that until we said that recently. Has it been that long?
I, it, right, I know, but like I feel like though I haven't always noticed that, but definitely did then, and I definitely do now.
Yeah. And we should say, friends, fans, and listeners, that we mean this as we would say to each other, like, I see you've been working out.
Right,
Good job on
exactly.
your glutes there.
Right.
Like, I can tell you've been working hard.
Yeah.
We don't mean that in any other sense. At
No,
least
no, no.
I don't, and I assume you
I
don't
don't
either.
either. And that's why I'm saying like it's not a common thing for me to like, talk about I don't know,
It also
Bonner's
took us a
looks.
while to realize how fit he was during Pop Mart, but we'll talk about
But
that
we'll
later.
get that. We've got a few
We've got a long way.
we definitely need a whole podcast for that tour.
I think each tour we've been on needs its own podcast.
Okay.
Don't you?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Even if it's just to like cliff note it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Pop Mart's gonna be ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a fun year.
Okay, so
Anyway,
we're
so I was gonna say that when we were on the war app, you mentioned the white flag, and you're like, but we'll talk about that with Under Blood Red Sky. So do you
and
want to talk about the
I didn't even make a note of that, but Bono says, there's only one flag, the white flag, like no other flag matters. But it's just so the flag is so iconic with this tour.
mm-hmm.
I just everything about it, but just like the imagery and just that everyone gets it and that everyone still gets that.
Right.
Everyone still gets the white flag.
Like white flags still show up at concerts.
Yeah. And it's true. I mean, that's the only flag you need.
Yeah.
So,
No colors.
no,
Just
but the colors for I mean, for war, it's like, black and red and white. And the white is just, I don't know, just with the flag and the imagery, it's just so stark. And I don't know. I
yeah.
love that about this tour.
Right. Me too. So he brings that out for the next song. You would think he would have it during Sunday Bloody Sunday, but he brought it out right after during The Cry and Electric Co. And this is where he goes to do something safe.
Right. I'm so glad he got that stuff out of his system, because can you imagine if he did something like that? Now, how much would you puke?
I
I
would
would
die.
I
I
would
didn't even
avert my
like him like
eyes.
running around the heart. Like that freaked me out
Yeah.
on Elevation. I'm like, no, that's a sharp corner down there, please.
Right. Just what was it you said about a picture that just wrap him in bubble wrap or something, and you shouldn't be allowed to play.
There's
I
that
would
new
just
picture. What's that zip line company? That's the
yeah.
drone company he just got on the board of. And Twitter had a field day with this picture of him playing with the drone. And someone put, don't they know he's not allowed to play? And someone else mentioned wrapping him in bubble wrap.
Right. Yeah.
And I said something like, as long as he stays on the ground. It was very motherly. It was
Yeah.
like
Well,
he needs a signed permission slip.
right. Well, if he climbed something today, I would avert my eyes and just
Deep
yeah.
breaths. Look
Yeah.
away. And I hope that he's smarter now.
I hope so.
I guess he is if he hasn't been doing it. Either that or he's been yelled at enough that it's finally sunk in.
Right.
Um, okay.
So what's
What's
the next song?
after Electrica was October,
Okay.
which is beautiful.
Uh,
Do you have something for that?
well, just from going from October into New Year's Day is also one of my all-time favorite
Yeah,
transitions. They were made for each other like that.
yeah, yeah, and they're on different albums.
Yep.
So there's that. So after October's New Year's Day, and I made the note that the show is called Under a Blood Red Sky, yet he changed those lyrics to say Under a Thundercloud in Rain,
Very
which
cool.
was very appropriate for the moment, but
Yeah.
Under a Blood Red Sky is not actually on the album.
Right. Huh, I never ever thought about that before.
I
But
mean,
I
it
guess
makes
it's
sense. The imagery with
yeah,
the red
yeah,
and the dark sky, like, it's a perfect title.
it is. It really, really is. So I again my notes I did not take in any sort of order. So I don't remember what song it is, but
Yeah.
again, going back to a surprising topic, but I can't help but laugh when Bono takes off his shirt. What song was that?
Um, I did not make a note of it on purpose because I decided it was not important. I also decided because I'm like, really,
It's
dude. But I
just
also just
funny.
wonder if it was just really wet
And
because he does get a new
perhaps
shirt.
he does. Perhaps it just makes me laugh because he's just
It's not usually him.
it's not him. And though he's got his arms going on and apparently his tushy, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of a waist.
Right.
And just being
Yeah.
extremely Irish white and that mullet and having little love handles or whatever. Just I
Yeah.
can't help but laugh. Like I feel like I should be, this is a rock star and I should be respectful of however he wants to promote his, I
Right.
guess, sexiness.
I really
But
think it
I
was a
just have
matter
to
of
laugh. I gotta
I
laugh. I can't.
really think it was a matter of function.
I'm sure you're right. But I mean,
Yeah. But to just
tell
like
me you don't laugh.
and it's like a button down, so he's like casually unbuttoning his shirt.
Right. But I
That's
mean, like,
fine.
I don't know. You see
People
like
do it.
yeah, but I mean, I see, back in the day or whatever, seeing like, I don't know, Bon Jovi or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
respect, man, respect. I just don't,
Well,
I
but
don't
Bon
have that with,
Jovi was like considered a heartthrob.
yeah,
And I don't know, maybe to some people back then Bono was a heartthrob. I'm sure. But he wasn't like the six pack kind of guy. Like he's
no,
not the one that takes his shirt off and performs the rest of his.
no.
But he's also shirtless in Rattle and Hum for a song.
He
So,
is. Wasn't he shirtless at the US Festival too?
mm, I don't remember. I would believe you.
I
That
think
was
he
the case.
was, but I don't know. That's just my memory of seeing that video like 3 times
I just
ever.
know that it's got to get crazy fucking hot up on that stage, and I can't believe how many layers of clothing they wear now.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
I mean,
like, come on. But I guess they have their reasons.
yeah,
Um, so yeah. If you sometimes I want to take my shirt off. It's hot. Just
right,
apparently against the law. I don't know.
right.
Okay. Um. Oh, number 11 is your favorite song. It's I threw a brick. I
I
threw a brick
threw a
through a
brick through a
window.
window.
I
I
threw a
threw a
brick
brick.
through a window. Which this song makes sense live, don't you think?
I do think it does make sense live. Um, it does.
Like,
I mean, most songs that I don't love on the album makes that live. That's a totally different
right.
ball game.
It's a great live song.
Yeah.
I don't like it on the album. There's
Mm.
something I want you to go back and watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
because there's this really Bono's got something strange going on. Like, you know how when he says, like, you know, he was my brother, then Edge goes, brother. Like, there's
Yeah.
like a little, every time he does that, Bono like looks at him real fast, like he's mad at him or something.
Huh. I do
And
need
I
to
had
go back.
read that it was like an argument between him and his brother. And so I'm wondering, I don't know if it's a character thing or an acting thing, or, but it's like, it's a little fucked up. I'm gonna get you. But then he goes back to his thing. I don't know.
Huh.
I need you to
I
go
need
watch it.
to
It's
okay.
different. It's different. I
I
don't
might
know. It's
while
like
you're
he's gone to a
uh,
different place.
I want to see this actually. So, what's the next song?
The next song's A Day Without Me. Yeah, just put it on. You'll see it, even if it's unmuted. A Day Without Me. What do I have? Oh, I just love these boy songs live. And this is when Bono gets to play the guitar. He gets a guitar, which also made me sad because he can't
Yeah.
play the guitar anymore.
But
Um,
this is like the I mean, I don't recall him playing guitar prior to. I mean, there's no video of him playing guitar prior to Red Rocks.
not that I've seen,
Mm-mm.
but I have also haven't seen like any full live concerts.
Right.
I'd be interested. He has
Yeah.
this little thing towards the end where he says, I won't forget this evening. Don't forget this evening. It's like, it sounds a little sad. Like, I think he's a little emotional, but he's like, please don't forget me.
I'm
Please.
sorry. I see what you're saying
And
with
so
that
it's
through a brick.
intense. It's a
It
little
is.
intense, isn't it? He does it the whole song.
Yeah, I see this. It is really into it is like a character or something.
He will often watch Edge as he sings, but in a brotherly, loving way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love when he sings. This is
And this
like,
is like an
this is
abrupt
like,
head turn.
it's
And
like
he's like,
daggers,
yeah. Like, do you see me?
right?
Yeah.
And it's so fast. It's a little weird now. Like once I saw it, I couldn't
Yeah.
unsee it.
I see that now. Huh, interesting.
Okay, everyone else, go look at it. Look
Yeah,
up.
it just look
I
it up
threw a
on
brick through a
YouTube.
window on YouTube.
Yeah.
You'll see it. It's got to be like a character thing.
Yeah. It's
Knowing,
that is really interesting that I've never ever noticed
yeah,
before. Man, it really looks like that place is totally packed.
packed. Well, so a few things. It's on a huge incline,
Hmm.
so all of the seats seem like really close together, like they're benches. So
Hmm.
with everyone packed down, and they said between the darkness, the fog, and the way they had the cameras, they were really made it look like it was really full. And then the
Hmm.
seats go like there's an aisle up each side. I mean, it's big enough. Um, but so it looks like the people are sitting up to the mountains, like the red rocks. So I could see how, having been there in person, how they were able to manipulate that, like
Right.
to use it to their advantage. I should say. Um, it's
But
impressive.
let me just mention that you have the muscle shirt that Bono is wearing. You
I
own
do.
you own the same shirt. I
I
mean, not
do.
the same shirt, but the same model of
I
shirt.
I love that shirt with all my heart. I found it on eBay so long ago. I mean, it's worn and washed and everything. I'm assuming it's an original merch
Hmm.
shirt. I mean, as far as I know, it's merchandising. I don't know if it was like promotional,
Right.
but it's
It is
definitely,
a
but it
very
seems
cool
very
shirt.
original,
Yeah.
very original.
I just find it funny when someone in a band wears their own merch,
Yeah,
which I do think the more I think about it, I think his shirt was just probably beyond, it was
wet.
just so wet. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I just find it weird that he's wearing his own merch, but whatever.
but he
Good for
has. I've
him.
seen shirts. I've seen other times. There's some picture I saw recently, he was wearing like a U2 celebration shirt. Um, I don't know. I mean, that's the only other one. I don't know, but I mean, it was cold. He didn't take that shirt off because he was hot.
No, no, no.
Um, so I don't know. It's, I mean, but now wearing the war shirt with the white flag on it, like it's pretty iconic for that video. Like I
Yeah,
forget he had a different shirt on.
yeah. So, another thing that I didn't make a note of, but I should have is that so there the backing of behind them um the boy
Yeah, the war
logo
boy.
thing, the war
Hmm.
boy, when they so I guess when they came out, it wasn't there or whatever. They like brought it out a couple songs in, I think.
Oh, really?
I think.
I'll have to look.
Um
I just know that when the video starts, they start on it, but that they could have cut that in.
yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at the songs
Yeah, when they come out, um
for Out of Control.
for Out of Control. Yeah, no, okay, so when they come out, it's not there.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, so, and I don't remember when there is a point where they they show it and the crowd kind of cheers, and it just makes me laugh because it's just like a little projection screen, and like
Yeah.
look at that and look at where they are
And it's like
now.
when they first show it, it like fills up the whole TV screen. But it
Yeah.
turns out it's just kind of like right above Larry.
Right. It's just this little teeny, little, like a projection screen, like from watching movies and
Yeah.
film in high school or whatever in school. That it's so teeny, but like if you think about that
Oh
now,
my gosh.
oh my God.
They were probably so excited to have some kind of
And that probably was something kind of
AV.
high tech. Yeah. Maybe it was a little high tech too. You don't. I
Maybe they
mean,
had to
we don't
dry it
know.
out. Maybe it got wet and they couldn't start it right away or something.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, I
I don't
think
know.
the so what's the and I'm not looking at the set list. The first song from where are my notes? The first song
Um,
from um War that they
War.
did
It's
was
Surrender, which is the fourth song.
I think that's when the I think that's when
Oh, that makes sense.
the War Boy comes out. But
Gotcha.
I know the crowd kind of is like, you know,
Yeah. I'll have to watch that
um
again.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so real quick, the next song is Gloria, which ends the main set, from what I can
Yes.
tell. Um, and then we get to go into the encore, which starts with Party Girl, which I think this was like, so Party Girl was the B side to a celebration, and it's
Well, it
officially called Trash Trampoline and Party
and the
Girl.
Party Girl, yeah.
Um, did it show up? Did they play it live before it was the B side? I don't know. This was kind of I feel like it was a big deal that this was on this recording.
Yeah,
Um,
it's also, I mean, it's interesting because it's not a studio, and there's no studio um am I right? There's no
Recording
studio
is
recording.
the B side isn't a studio recording, it's a live track. Do
I guess
have
it was. It says Party Girl was a tune we wrote and recorded in about 40 minutes. We had no time left in the studio and we needed a B-side for our first single. So Steve Lillywhite suggested we all go in and lay down two tracks, whatever we could come up with. I laid down the guitar chords with Larry, Adam followed, and Bono got on the mic.
this is a brand new song for our podcast though. It's
Yes.
rumored to be about Edge's soon to be wife, and maybe there's a little bit of Adam's crazy life in there. But I feel like the important part of the song, as much as this, so now it's saved for like birthdays. Like if someone
Right.
has a birthday, they'll sing it on tour sometimes. But it has that ever, and it's like I don't want to call it a throwaway song. It's just a little ditty.
Yes.
It's not anything crazy, but it has that line, when I was 3, I thought the world revolved around me. I was wrong.
Which
Which,
is one of my favorite
yeah,
lines. Yeah.
and comes up again later in, like, he continues to quote it
Yeah.
later in the
Um,
career. So,
I'm looking to see how many times I've heard that.
oh, I'll look too. I've heard it 2 times. Let me find out where. I heard it both times in '05, once in Chicago and once in Pittsburgh. So the Chicago show was May 9.
Okay, we didn't go to that show together.
Why would
I
I?
went to like the one before, and you went to the, like, we missed
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But then
So
did we go to the Mellon? Yeah, we went to the
yeah,
Mellon
so I've
Arena in
heard it.
Pittsburgh.
I've heard it twice. The first time was May 28th, 05, so for Vertigo in Boston.
Okay.
And the second time was 10/22/05 in Pittsburgh
Right, we were together for that
for
one.
Vertigo. Yeah. That's
I have
interesting. We both heard it twice, but we
We're only together once, and it's not played.
no.
Do you see how many times it's been played total? Oh, so
I'm gonna
in Pittsburgh, Bono brought a fan on stage to play it. That's why it was played. I'm always curious if it's like for a reason, like a event. It does not
yeah.
say why here. Um,
Well, I'm gonna look up and see they played Party Girl 184 times.
and we've
The
collectively
most
heard 3 of those.
Yeah, the most recent was November 3rd, 2015 at the O2 in London. I
Okay.
wonder what if it says on there what that occasion was. No, there are no notes about that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I could have sworn I'd heard it more than twice, but
Yeah.
I guess not.
That seems about right for me. Are we good with Party Girl?
Yeah, we're good with
Because
Party
now
Girl.
we're practically done. We've
Yeah,
got 11 o'clock TikTok, which I happen to know this little tiny snippet moment between Larry and Adam, which kind of made my heart smile. And then Bono did a snippet of Drowning Man, which I was happy to hear.
yes,
Yeah. He pulls a girl on stage to dance with him, where they got super fancy with some slow-mo footage.
yes.
I was like, oh, they're really upping their game. Man, now we can all do that on our phones.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And this must have been a second encore. So after 11 o'clock TikTok, Bono says, like, thank you, good night, whatever, and he leaves. And then Ed starts the chords for I Will Follow. And the camera's on Bono, and he turns around like it's Christmas Day. And he comes back out. Like, what is this sweet sound coming towards me? I must go. It's like, it is a total, it is the best. I
I need
swear
to
it's the
look at
best
that again.
second and a half of like the entire thing. Because I don't know if he was just in the moment and he forgot. But so yeah, I don't know if you guess if you look up I Will Follow, it'll. So I don't know if it's technically a second encore or if he kind of created a second encore.
Right. I'm looking at it
Considering,
again. I didn't the end part, the last few songs I didn't take many notes. I
yeah,
didn't watch that as much as I
yeah. Well,
should
look for
have
that
probably.
because, and then the last song after I Will Follow is 40, which is, is delightful. And the band leaves, and then Bono comes back at one point, and he just like cups his. You see it?
I gotta watch this like
It was
10
like
more
someone just
times.
told. It's like someone just told him there were puppies next door. What? Puppies?
I watched it just now when you said what? It looked like he was saying that.
What? I think it's not Christmas, it's puppies. Someone has obviously alerted him to puppies.
Right. Or like he just got called for The Price is Right or something. Like that was just that.
You're the next contestant.
Oh my
It's
God,
like
that face.
legit surprise.
That is
It's
legit surprise. He also, it was like, man, I guess we're done. I'm walking off the stage, and then like,
puppies.
oh
Oh
my
my
God.
God. It's really adorable. But during 40, he comes back and he doesn't even go to the mic. He just like cups his mouth with his hands and he starts, like saying how long to sing the song. And then that's when you hear like it sounds like some crew member doesn't know their mic is on, but it's Dennis.
Yeah, just Dennis.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I remember reading that somewhere, but I didn't pay attention to it when they.
Oh,
I mean, reading it before we did
yeah,
research. I did research for this, but
yeah.
I didn't pay attention. But
I think we
yeah,
need to turn that little puppies moment into like a GIF.
I really think I can, I
I
can
know
watch
you
that
could,
over and
yeah.
over
I'm
again.
gonna figure out how to do that.
Yeah, that's about the
That'll
best
be
thing ever. Puppies.
this fills my heart with joy. Like I can't thought it was what's going on. Oh my
I mean,
God.
I've seen him on stage before where it clearly is he wasn't expecting for the next song to, he said it
Yeah,
before, where are we now? What's next?
right.
But this was like sheer joy, like
Yeah, like we've seen him lost. We've never seen him like,
yeah,
good night, bye.
cake and whiskey.
Cake and whiskey. Maybe
Yeah,
it's not puppies.
I don't know. I mean,
Cake and whiskey.
if someone said to me, if I was walking away and someone's like, "Hey, you want cake and whiskey with Bono?" That would be my
Yeah.
reaction. And
Oh my God, everyone,
puppies?
you have to look it up. I'm
What
gonna
about the
make a
puppies?
GIF of it so that after we publish this episode, we can all
Okay,
share it.
yeah, because that
But I'm
is
gonna, caption it puppies.
puppies.
Then we'll just keep adding captions with puppies. We got cake and whiskey. We got the garden. The girls are here.
Oh,
Oh.
well,
Hey,
I,
hey, ladies.
I mean, ours was close. It wasn't sheer puppies, but it was close. It was
It was
happiness.
close. I am sure that when he was informed that the girls were in town, that is exactly what he looked like.
No puppies?
But
So I did have two more notes that I
okay,
didn't mention, but
I'd like to
I
hear them.
could not think of a way that they could make this set list better. Like, usually I'm like, they could have left out that song or whatever, but this is a
Right.
perfect set list.
It is so good, and I don't remember it being so long.
So what was my other note? Oh, it's the crowd reacts to Bono in '83 like like we react to him now. I
Yeah.
mean, like the reaction from that is this is the biggest rock star in the world, where the truth is that when they recorded that was far from the truth.
Right.
But I mean, it's really interesting how he nothing's changed. He's gets the same reaction out of the crowd
Yeah.
now as he did before he was, the Bono that we know and love today.
It is so true.
Yeah.
So very
This
true.
was really fun.
This was really fun. I'm glad we decided to do this.
Yeah, I am too.
Um, sorry, it's a little bit, it's like a mini ep and a half. We're like over an hour.
Well,
But considering war was 2 hours.
right. I mean,
Sorry, y'all.
you can edit some of this out, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's that. Well, thanks everyone for listening. This
Yes,
was
thank you.
fun.
This
I'm
was
glad we did
fun.
this. We'll be back. Unforgettable fire snacks.
I'm very, very excited to
So, thanks everyone for listening. We really love having you here and hope you enjoy listening to our banter and our conversations. And we will see you next time.
Also, we love hearing from people and chatting with people, and of course, we love talking you too. So you can drop us a line on Instagram or Twitter at _gardentarts, or you can even email us at wearethegardentarts@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon. If you enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your other YouTube-loving friends, as well as leave a review for us on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. We would really, really love that. May your music be loud and your whiskey be strong. Until next time, cheers.